Pogba with great skill from him to wing the Mo Salah! Raheem Sterling! What a finish! What pure class from the Englishman!
Premier Talk, the English Premier League podcast for the fans.
Hello and welcome back to the Premier Talk podcast, season 3, episode 17. Another good one in store for you guys listening on all platforms. I'm one of your two hosts, as always, Andrew Mello. Alongside with me is Danny B, Danielle Barbudo. Hey, Danielle, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you, Andrew?
Bro, I'm not too bad, man. I'm not too bad, but
You're excited. I know that.
I am excited. Super busy right now. I just got a drone, so I'm hyped about that. Drone footage is gonna be
top of the charts.
top of the charts, baby. Top of the charts, baby. So I'm hyped about that. That's all I've been talking about all week. So, yeah, man, life's good, but life is not so good for my favorite club in the Prem. That is none other than Chelsea FC. We're gonna talk about in this episode more breaking news surrounding the club, of course, and its owner, its current owner, Roman Abramovich. So a lot up in the air for the London-based side, and we're gonna dive into it in this episode.
Kicking us off, starting lineup. We got the games of the week.
We got a little table recap for you guys.
And then we're going to talk about how Chelsea Football Club is currently frozen.
Frozen, baby. They're frozen.
It's a tough situation for those who support Chelsea and those who play for Chelsea. Anyways, we'll get into that deep in the episode.
You're willing to sacrifice my love for Chelsea.
Games of the week. There's two games I want to talk about. One team, Newcastle.
Yo, is this
what
the
is
same
going
Newcastle?
on with this club?
Is this the same Newcastle from the start of the season? Definitely not, man. The oil money definitely hit in the transfer window. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because they were going to get relegated, and now they're currently 6-2 in their last 8. Their last loss came on January 8th to a third division side, Cambridge United FC.
Yep,
they've been crazy as of late. On Saturday, March 5th, they played Brighton. They won this one 2-1. They got their goals from Frazier and Schär in the 12th and the 14th, and that was enough to keep Brighton at arms. They ended up winning 2-1. Brighton started their comeback with a dunk goal in the 55th, but it wasn't enough. And then the second game Newcastle had this week, because there was a bunch of makeup games this week as well, was them versus Southampton. And everybody thought this would be the test, because they've been playing teams, although they've been 6-2-0 in their last 8.
Yeah.
They haven't lost, but they haven't really played anybody that's been a decent opponent. Southampton is decent. They're not awful, but they haven't been that great this year. But they come out with the 3 points again in this one, beating Southampton 2-1. You got Stuart Armstrong. He kicked the game off for Southampton, looking like Newcastle was going to be mudded. But then 5 minutes later, Chris Wood equalized. It was a nice header.
I hate Chris Wood, man.
What's wrong with Chris Wood?
Did
you see the little touch Wood after the reporter was like, "Oh, you guys are 6-2-0 in your last 8. Like you guys are in good order form." And he's like, "Oh, touch Wood," and he touched himself. It's like, you're a weirdo. I was having a laugh though. It was funny. And then for Newcastle to win this game, did you see this goal? Bruno Guimaraes with a flying back heel.
Oh my god! Can we just rewind there for a second?
What? Are you gonna the name?
Oh my god! Okay, never mind. It's okay. We'll get past that.
I like butchering people. Well, I don't like it, but I don't want.
Guimarães.
Okay, so
let's hear it. Guimarães. Show me with the Guimarães right now.
Guimarães. Okay, no, people just say Bruno Guimaraes. That's the closest I'm getting to Guimarães.
Oh my god.
Anyways, butchering people's names. Melo loves it.
Yo,
he scored a flying back heel. And the back heel was nasty.
You know who'd be mad at that pronunciation?
He would?
No, the guy, the Haseba guy. That's all over TikTok. Haseba. You ever see that guy?
No.
Bro, where have you been?
I'm not on the side of TikTok you are.
Oh my, bro, everyone knows this guy is some Brazilian guy that's going crazy. He does.
He got the glasses.
No, he does those little things in like this dirt field, and he just cracks absolute bangers. Anyways, for those of you that know, bro, Daniel, get on.
I'm not on that side. My side of TikTok consists of just like
get on the Haseba wave. For those of you that
edits of just gross goals in the Prem. That's my side of TikTok.
Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track here.
Anyways, that put Newcastle win the game against Southampton 2-1. That back heel goal was filthy. It was gross. And it was a new signing who did it too. So good on you. Showing that the Newcastle money is finally coming in and it's working.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Although they didn't sign anybody massive, it's just players that they could now afford that they
I
bought.
always knew his haul. I told you when he came in, man, this guy's a top player and a serious player. And if you're an Arsenal, you would have loved to have that guy in your midfield. Or if you're a Tottenham, you'd have loved to have that guy in your midfield. Even United could use him because this guy, man, he's just consistent. He's very consistent, and he's a high IQ player, Daniel. Very high IQ player, reads the game well, knows where to be. He's just a well-rounded 6, if you will.
Yep, I completely agree. And then I guess third game of the week that we need to talk about, because it's always a big game, but it's proving not to be in the last few years.
Yeah.
You got the Manchester Derby with City coming on and absolutely dummying United. I'm not wearing the United kit today. I couldn't do it after this.
Slowly turning into
loss.
the Merseyside Derby, where there's one team that's always winning, and you know you to put your money on before the game even starts. And that's I know, as sad as it is, that's what it's starting to become.
It is sad because this Manchester, both sides. Oh, okay, the City side. The City side is phenomenal, and you know that they can go out and crush any opponent they feel like on any given day.
But it's a derby, Dan. You got to give something, Dan. You got to give something different.
United doesn't look like they want it. They don't feel like they want it. They don't look like they're playing in a derby match, because they go out there like it's just another game, and it's not. I'm sorry, it isn't. But anyways, moving on to the goals in this one, you got KDB. He had a double. First one came in the 5th minute. And then Sancho ended up equalizing, what I thought was a pretty nice goal, considering Sancho's run of form lately has been a little bit better than what he has been.
At least he's been leading that club.
Yep, he has been. And he picked up a really nice goal in this one, a nice little cutback and finessed the far post. I thought at this point we're going to stay in this game. And then 7 minutes later, De Bruyne with his second, which was just awful. The ball was bouncing around in the box. You got the clearances that came from this United backline was poor. Like it was awful. And as a result, it landed right at De Bruyne's foot. And that's probably the last person you want the ball to land at their feet, because he's scoring from there all day long with De Gea sprawling out on the ground. And he made no mistake smashing it to the top corner. And then you got Mahrez, and he's been phenomenal as of late. His first goal in the 68th minute was a volley directly off a corner outside the box.
That goal was disgusting.
And it was filthy.
Bro, people don't understand the degree of difficulty to a goal like that. First of all, the ball's curling out, not in, out.
Yep.
And it's spinning so fast, it hits the ground, it skids, and he hits it on the half volley with such technique, such precision, such accuracy. And people, if you understand the game and you watch this, if you watch football day in, day out, you could just sit back and
honestly, I was watching the game and
I have to appreciate it. That's a world-class goal. And one of the best I've seen in a long time. And it just shows you the type of player Riyad Mahrez is. He's just class player. Daniel, interesting stat actually. Since he's come back from international duty in the CONCACAF, on February 5th, his first appearance back, he's had 8 goals and 2 assists. That's a pretty impressive track record over the last month or so. Daniel, this guy, his first touch is arguably the best in the game right now. If you've seen him play midweek against Sporting for the UCL second tie, every ball he received, long ball,
was phenomenal. It was just a touch of God.
And just such class and precision to bring the ball down. You just sit back and you just admire his game. That's the beauty. If you think of what a first touch should look like, search up Riyad Mahrez first touch on YouTube and go watch some videos, because man, this guy is unreal. Like it's just so fun to watch.
I think that goal is up there with Thiago's goal, his volley at the.
But I think it's better than Thiago's goal in my opinion. There's bodies
just simply because the technique that you need to hit that right off the corner is incredible. It is, and like you said, you have to just. No matter who you're cheering for in this game, you literally sit back and clap. Yeah. Like I was so angry that he smashed that ball into the back of the net, but I literally sat there like stunned. I was literally like, that goal was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna how angry can you get when you get a worldie scored on you against a City side and against Mahrez, who is a phenomenal player. And for me, he's one of the more underrated players in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's a
Being
top
completely
pick.
honest, people don't give him the time of day that he should be getting because he's one of the best players in the Prem. He was up there with, for me, he's up there with, I don't know if he's not Mane and Salah level yet,
Bro, he's just
but
under
he's
them. He's just
close.
under there. He's just under
He's
them. Yeah.
close.
Bro, the streets will never forget Leicester City Ryan Myers, bro. They won't.
Mhm.
That guy left foot.
Was a demon.
It's still the same guy. It's still the same person, but man, just that season, he was like a possessed man,
Mhm.
bro. That guy was like cutting in left foot every time he cut on his left, and he's in front of net. No matter who's in front of him, he's deking them out. A couple skill moves and left foot bangers, finesse shots. Like
Mhm.
that was just insane, insane.
And there's two other games I just want to shout out real quick. Arsenal, not 1 year for Arsenal, 2 years for Arsenal. Wolves and Watford, because they've actually been good as of late. And I know we don't say this very often on this podcast, but they have been.
That could have been a lot worse, though. I tuned into that game and Emmanuel Dennis scored very early. It was like 30
Mhm.
seconds or a minute into the game. Something so stupid like that. It's so ridiculous. And then
It could have been bad.
it got taken back. So they were lucky.
Mhm.
And then that first goal from Arsenal was just fantastic. That was a fantastic goal. The
team
link up
one?
play. Yeah, the
Yeah.
link up team play on the right side with Saka and Odegaard. Wow. That was just I don't like to talk good about Arsenal too much. I try to limit my my good commentary about them, but nah, man. In all seriousness, that was just a well worked goal and a fantastic.
Mhm.
You just passed the ball to net. That's just a lovely team goal.
Yep, it was phenomenal. And then the other team I wanted to give a quick shout out to because we've been chatting pretty poorly about them in the last recent weeks. Tottenham, they come out against Everton and they absolutely smash them.
I know they're frauds. Tottenham's frauds. They're frauds.
But Kane played so good.
I don't care.
He
Kane's
played
always gonna be
so
there.
good.
Son's always gonna be there. But the rest of the team, frauds, bro. They played Everton, man. Everton sucks.
That's true.
Everton suck,
And
man.
about this Everton side,
They suck.
are they going to be the first big team in a long time to get relegated?
Yeah, probably. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised. They deserve it. They deserve it, man.
Bro, they've been bad.
Bro, managers,
very
they
poor.
spend money. Like it's not working out for them. I think maybe it's good for them to go down. Maybe it's like a little kick in the ass, and they'll be like, oh, we got relegated. We have to smart enough for not only for our fans. We've been poor in every single Merseyside derby there's been. Literally, they've been inferior. Like maybe this is something good for them. Maybe a reset, a check in reality, because they do the same thing every year. Daniel, oh, let's go contend for Europe. Oh, let's go try to get in a Europa League spot.
Yeah.
And Daniel, it never pans out. It never pans out. I feel so bad for guys like Doucouré that should be on better teams. I feel bad for guys like Richarlison that should be on better teams, but
Calvert-Lewin for me, it should be on a better team as well.
Calvert-Lewin, I don't know, but
yeah, he's been good this year. Actually, to be honest, he was good at the beginning.
But beyond that, man, I think they need a reset, and it wouldn't be I'm not an Everton fan, so I could care less if they get relegated. If I was an Everton fan, I may have a different opinion, but just viewing it from like quality of the side and like just over the last 10 years what they've accomplished, man, it's been poor. It's been poor, and maybe this is a reset they need to check your reality, go down, come back up the following year with some fresh perspective, and a different take, and maybe that'll be best for them. Who knows? Well,
this is a good little funnel towards the table recap, just because I'm just gonna head straight to the relegation. Who's the relegation area, because it's not looking good for a few teams right now. I think the 5 teams in contention to get relegated this year are Norwich, who
Norwich.
They're gonna get relegated.
Yeah, rip Norwich.
Watford, Burnley, Everton, and Leeds. Those are teams sitting currently 16th to 20th.
Man, it's like who deserves it more? Who deserves to go down more, Leeds or Everton? It's a close one. It's a battle.
Both of them have been poor.
They both suck.
The last 5 games for Leeds has been 5 L's.
Yeah.
Last 5 games for Everton has been 1 dub and 4 L's.
Both new managers, both have high expectations. Leeds, I know they came up just last year, but it's their second year back. But the fans demand a lot, especially at a club like that. It's a big club, so.
And we were talking about Newcastle in this relegation side.
Yeah, Newcastle, man.
2 months ago.
They're safe, man. I think they're gonna be safe. I think they're good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that they're already sitting at 31 points. Look, they've jumped up. Those 6 wins have been absolutely massive for them. 6 wins and 2 draws have been huge.
I agree.
And with a team on that sort of form, you don't see them faltering anytime soon. I can see them easily ending up as a mid-table team, sitting in 8th, 9th, 10th. I don't see anything stopping them, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Considering like the teams that are in 8th, 9th, and 10th right now, Wolves, they've been on and off.
Yeah.
They were very poor at the beginning of the year, then they got really hot. Now they're back to like again.
Who,
You got
Wolves?
Aston Villa.
Well,
Yeah,
Wolves
Wolves.
won the other day 4-0. They slapped up
They
Watford.
did,
They slapped up
but they
Watford.
were
I
coming
love
off
watching Wolves. Yeah, I know.
they
I
were
know.
coming off of 3 L's
Yeah,
in a
fair
row.
enough. Fair
So
enough.
like off
They
and
needed
on.
that. They
A team
needed
like
that.
Aston Villa, same thing. They're at 2 L's in a row right now.
Yeah.
Like they're good. This Coutinho, when he first came, I thought that he was gonna change his club, and he did for the first couple games. I think he contributed a lot. The last 2 games, not so much.
I saw an interesting stat. I sent it to you actually on socials. But it was something comparing him and Grealish. And Grealish has had like 19 or 20 games, and he only has like 2 goals and 2 assists, where like Coutinho has 7 games played and like 5 goals and like 3 assists or something like that. It was just an interesting stat where Coutinho has had more production but less games. I found it interesting. Anyways, Daniel.
But then again,
Yeah.
Coutinho highlights that squad while Grealish is a bench player.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough.
So you got to look at those type of things too. But yeah, I know what you're saying. And then the other little race I want to talk about, considering the City and Liverpool race is heating up yet again, is the top 5. Who's going to make Europe? And it's looking like I still think City personally is going to win the league.
Yeah, I think so too. They kind of let it slip.
They're 6 points up currently on Liverpool. Liverpool has a game in hand. So Liverpool does have a good shot of bringing it to 3 points. And I think it's going to be, like I said last week, the first team to falter, the first team to lose or tie a couple games in a row. That's going to be the team that loses out on this race. Then you got Chelsea in 3rd, Arsenal currently sitting in 4th with like 3 games in hand on everyone.
Yeah.
United in 5th, West Ham in 6th, Tottenham in 7th, and then Wolves in 8th. And I think those are the only teams that right now are close enough. Maybe not even Wolves. I don't even think Wolves has a shot of making.
Wolves will probably
top
make conference. They'll make conference league, I think. Wolves.
Yeah. So listen, it's the usual characters that we're gonna see competing for the top 5. I don't think there's gonna be any surprises this year. And I think each of these teams have. I don't know who's gonna finish that 4th spot. That 4th spot is gonna be the most interesting race this year. The last team to get into Champions League.
Yeah.
Just simply because, look, Arsenal have been great as of late. United have been poor. West Ham's been decent. Tottenham has been like shocking and then amazing and then shocking and then amazing. So like we're still expecting an Arsenal falter sometime this year.
Yeah.
It was at the beginning of the had one. They still have like 13 matches to be played. They're gonna falter. It's an Arsenal thing to do. So it just needs to be timely because they have to hope that teams aren't catching them while they're faltering. Yeah. And we'll see how this top 4 race goes because it's going to be interesting.
Daniel, on that note, we'll switch to the next topic. A big topic in the football world in the Premier League. Chelsea FC have been frozen, Daniel. Essentially, they've been frozen. So the sale, what that means is the sale of the club has been frozen. They're not allowed to sell the club. So it's like, where do you go from here? He wants to sell the club. We spoke about this last week. Saying that Robin said it was time for him to go, time for him to sell the club, but they don't want him to sell. They're freezing him and prohibiting from the sale of the club. And this could be detrimental to the state of Chelsea FC. These are the UCL reigning champs, the Club World Cup champs who just won last couple weeks ago. And they're in this state of absolute turmoil, or soon to be turmoil, really, because the budget's going to take a big hit, and they're not allowed to sell any tickets to non-season ticket holders. So only season ticket holders can attend matches. So the stadium's going to be significantly less full. No current player could sign a contract, a new contract. They can't renew. So that could have severe implications for those guys like Rudiger, Aspi, and Andreas Christensen, who are going to be out of contract. Yep, they're all out of contract come the end of the season. So they might end up losing some big guys. Rudiger has been essential to this back line, and so has Aspi, very versatile guy and a club captain. So you might lose some really important guys. And they're not allowed to buy anyone. Can't go buy any new players, and they cannot even sell any players if they wanted to. So they've been completely sanctioned by the British government, and right now it's looking it's looking uneasy if you're a Chelsea fan because your club is in a state of shock right now, and
Mhm.
even the travel for international games. So UCL fixtures, they only got a 20K budget for a team like this, that's used
Mhm.
to traveling private, chartered planes, and having the best accommodations and food and travel. They're gonna have to fly economy now. So imagine you
Yeah.
pull up you pull up to your flight,
Hello. And you
and
get the
you
whole
got
Chelsea squad.
and you got Romelu Lukaku sitting beside you in economy. So I mean, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, and even three of their main jersey sponsors pulled out too because they don't want to be
Yeah.
involved with Roman Abramovich's club. So Chelsea's taking a big hit in terms of their dollars right now. So um, it's very interesting. May even have implications on Thomas Tuchel, the manager. Who knows where he's going to be next season? It just for a club that's had the success they had last year, and then flip of the switch, uh, they're just gonna the future doesn't look the same as it did
Yeah.
only a couple short weeks ago.
I don't know how I feel about this, just simply because Abramovich got sanctioned, but the UK hadn't put any restrictions on the club
Mm-hmm.
because he was in the midst of selling.
Mm-hmm.
But then he went and he announced that the money would be going towards the war efforts, or not the war efforts, going towards Ukraine
Mm-hmm.
for what's going on, obviously, in Russia
Any
right now.
net profit, that's what it was. I think it was net profit. He was still gonna
Yeah.
make the money, right? But the net profit he would give away. Yeah.
And that, as soon as he said that, that's when the UK government stepped in and they put a bunch of restrictions down. I don't know how I feel about this, just simply because, like, look, you're how do I say this properly?
You're
You're stopping a
prohibiting.
club from
Yeah.
doing basically everything.
And Daniel,
And then
this
one of the top
yeah,
clubs in Europe.
yeah.
And
Daniel,
like, I
would you
don't
want to
understand how
see
you can
this?
go and bring politics into this.
Yeah. Like, would you want to see Chelsea brought in a lot of money for the Premier League last year.
Mm-hmm.
All the advertising and doing being successful in the UCL obviously brings back money from the Prem. So why would
Mm-hmm.
you, it's not the Prem's decision ultimately, it's the British government's decision. But for the Prem, this is like not a good look, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
this is a top five team. They contend, pretty much year in year out for titles in the last 5 to 8 years. UCLs, they got them.
Mm-hmm.
World class players, they got them. World class manager, they got them. And it's looking like this could be a club being disassembled slowly, but surely with these
Mm-hmm.
sanctions. And if you can't sell, I find that very conflicting. I think they still got to let him sell regardless of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a politician, Daniel, so I don't know the ins and outs of the sanctions. So
I think one of the things with him selling was that the UK government has to adhere to everything going on in the whole selling portion of the club, because they need to see everything that's going on, and they said that none of that money will be touching Ukraine.
yeah,
Those are two of the demands that need to be met in order for Abramovich to sell the club. But then again, it's like he has the means to sell the club, but right now he's not going to, because all this stuff he needs to deal with.
yeah,
There's so much more than just selling the club at this point. And I want to touch upon two different things. Aspilicueta, Rudiger, and Christensen are all already linked with new clubs.
yep,
They've all said that they'd be willing to stay. I think the only person who's completely gone like 100% is Christensen. He's already signed a verbal agreement
Barcelona,
with Barcelona.
yeah.
Rudiger,
Real
who knows
Madrid
if
has
he's gonna?
interest.
I
Real
know
Madrid has
Madrid has
interest.
interest, and so does Bayern Munich,
Yeah,
and he can land at either of those teams.
yeah,
And then Aspilicueta is the same thing as Christensen. He wants to go somewhere in Spain, and I think Barcelona are looking at him as well. So these three players, although they might want to come back, they may be forced out of this squad, which is just really bad timing. It is,
yeah,
because you have to feel bad for the Chelsea. Like, this is three guys off their back line.
yeah. And then if they lose these guys, they can't replace them. They're
You
not
can't
allowed
replace
to.
them.
You
Yeah,
can't buy anyone. So that's the problem here. Like you lose Rudiger and Aspie, there goes your two guys, and then you got Thiago Silva. I'm not saying Thiago Silva's a bad player. I rate Thiago Silva, but he's getting older and older
yeah,
by the day. So
yeah.
how reliable is Thiago Silva going to be without the likes of Rudiger and Christensen beside him? and Aspi. 3 center backs are gone. So you're going to essentially only have Malang Sarr, who's, a little bit unproven still. Chalaba, he's been sort of establishing himself in this Chelsea squad, doing well, but is he ready? Is he ready yet? Is
That's
he
the
ready to
thing.
carry that load and be at that high level that Chelsea needs him to be at, alongside a guy like Thiago Silva that's declining? He is declining. He's 37. He's not getting any younger. So it's problematic, Daniel. It's really problematic for this Chelsea side, and it's gonna be an interesting next couple of weeks and months to see how these sanctions unfold and if they'll be lifted, so you could sell the club and then finally the club could move on. Because if this prolongs for an extended period of time, this could be bad. This could be really bad.
It would be detrimental to the Chelsea club as we know it. Like
Everyone's making memes online and stuff.
Mhm.
They're joking, saying that they're gonna be the next Piemonte Calcio and like FIFA, so they're not gonna have their club licensing next year
Yeah.
for FIFA. Just jokes like that I've been seeing. So, but in all seriousness, it could be really bad for Chelsea. So, yeah.
One final thing I want to touch on. Where will Thomas Tuchel be at the end of next year if this continues, or at the end of this year if this continues?
Who knows? On vacation.
Because as of yesterday, when this all went down, Tuchel is already getting linked with clubs already.
Yeah.
Because they've told him they don't know what his future may hold at Chelsea.
Yeah, but the media loves a good story, though.
The media does love a good story, and I do agree with that. I think that this is a lot of hearsay considering it just happened.
Yeah.
But I know the likes of Manchester United are already on top of them. They already are. They're like, why? Because they're looking for a manager. And I think that if you're going to go sign somebody, although you don't want to, realistically, you don't want to be signing a manager under these circumstances. These circumstances are very rare circumstances. And he's not going to be one that's going to want to leave this club in the dust after what they've gone through over the last year.
Yeah.
But he may be a good fit for Manchester United. I think he's a good fit for almost every club in Europe because he's proved himself to be. But Manchester United looking for a manager, I don't see the reason why they shouldn't be picking him up.
Tuchel to Watford confirmed. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Tuchel back to PSG. Imagine he proves something there.
No.
They have Zidane coming in. That's going to be a disaster.
PSG's in worse state than Chelsea is right now.
Yeah, PSG's in shambles. You got Neymar wanted out. Messi wants back to Barcelona. And Mbappe's gone to Madrid next year.
Yeah.
So, see you later to that squad.
It's a pretty interesting scenario there.
Mhm.
Benzema has. Did you know Benzema has more goals against League
than
One?
Messi?
Messi does.
Yeah.
And Messi plays in League One. So
look, I am a Messi. I will come out and be the first person to say that I'm a Messi fanboy. I think Messi is the greatest player of all time. With Ronaldo,
how do I mute you?
coming behind him, you gotta relax.
How do I mute
I gotta say this before Melo gets mad. Ronaldo is behind Messi, but yeah, Messi has not been good, and like it's shown that I know. Sorry, Premier League, we're kind of getting off topic here, but he's one of the greatest players of all time, and it's shown. I think Ronaldo has been the only person that can go to another team and just continue like he never left.
Yeah.
But then again, Ronaldo right now is having problems at Manchester United, and he has been over the last couple of games, and now he's being left off squads, which is even more of a disaster there. So who knows where that situation is going to pan out to. You're seeing two of the best players ever in an era that only we've been able to live through, and it's slowly coming to an end, and it's the saddest thing ever. It's so depressing.
Yeah, it is what it is. What can you do? Emmanuel Dennis could be the next guy up, so just ready for that. Anyways, that about wraps it up, Daniel, for this episode of Premier Talk, episode 17, season 3. Another one in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed listening. Follow us on our socials at Premier Talk Podcast, Premier Talk Official. Sorry, that's the old handle. Premier Talk Official on Instagram. Check us out there. Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, guys, as always, thank you so much for listening. Quick little thing. Andrew Mello next week is going to be spending his entire lovely week in Portugal.
I'm out of here, bro. I'm out.
So he's going to, as he's enjoying the nice warm weather, I'll be sitting here in Canada freezing. We're going to have a little guest. One of my friends is going to come on. A big Arsenal fan, so try not to kill him in the comments. But if they've been good, so he's going to have a lot to talk about. He's already pressing me that United's crap and Arsenal's the best club in the world and all this garbage. So we'll hear what he has to say next week while Melo enjoys himself in Portugal.
Yes, sir. You already know. See you later. I'm going to enjoy my time, and I'm going to try to enjoy it.
You're so lucky.
It's not good. Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for listening as always. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care, everyone.
See you later.